Moksha Mythology, Unveiling the Mystical World, A Journey Through Time and Tradition. Moksha Mythology, each section focusing on different aspects based on available knowledge and research. This will give a broad understanding of Moksha mythology, its cultural context, deities, and mythical creatures, along with the significance within the Moksha community and its place in the wider Finno-Ugric mythological tradition. Introduction to Moksha Mythology. Moksha mythology forms a crucial part of the cultural and spiritual life of the Moksha people, a Finno-Ugric ethnic group primarily residing in the Republic of Mordovia, Russia. This mythology is rich with tales of gods, spirits, and mythical creatures, deeply intertwined with the natural world and reflecting the Moksha's traditional agrarian lifestyle. These stories have been passed down through generations, serving not only as entertainment but also as a means of understanding the universe and humanity's place within it. Moksha myths cover the creation of the world, the actions of deities, and the adventures of heroes, blending the spiritual with the everyday. Key deities and spirits. Central to Moksha mythology are the pantheon of gods and spirits that represent various aspects of nature and human life. The supreme deity is often seen as a creator god, akin to those in other Finno-Ugric mythologies, who is responsible for the world's creation and order. Other significant deities include those associated with the sun, moon, earth, water, and fertility, reflecting the Moksha's deep connection to their environment. Spirits, often categorized into good and malevolent entities, play a vital role, inhabiting forests, rivers, and homes, requiring respect and offerings to maintain harmony. Cosmology and the structure of the universe. Moksha mythology presents a structured universe, typically divided into several realms: the celestial domain of the gods, the earthly realm of humans, and the underworld. This structure emphasizes the interconnectedness of all beings and the importance of maintaining balance between these worlds. The myths describe journeys between these realms, undertaken by gods, spirits, and occasionally humans, often with the aid of magical creatures or objects. Such narratives serve to explain natural phenomena, seasonal changes, and life cycles, embedding moral and ethical lessons within these cosmic adventures. Mythical creatures and their roles. Among the most captivating aspects of Moksha mythology are its myriad mythical creatures, each with its own distinct characteristics and stories. These beings range from benign to malevolent, with some serving the gods or acting as guardians of natural places, while others pose challenges or threats to humans. Creatures like the Domovoi, a household spirit, reflect the everyday spiritual beliefs of the Moksha people, emphasizing the presence of the sacred in domestic life. Other, more formidable beings, embody natural dangers or moral lessons, representing the trials individuals must face and overcome. Narrative traditions and storytelling. Moksha mythology thrives through its oral tradition, with stories passed down from generation to generation by skilled storytellers. These narratives often involve epic quests, moral dilemmas, and the interplay between humans and the supernatural. Through these stories, listeners learn about the virtues of bravery, wisdom, and respect for nature. Storytelling sessions are not just entertainment. They are communal events that reinforce social bonds, transmit cultural values, and preserve the community's identity. The language and motifs used in these tales are deeply symbolic, reflecting the Moksha's worldview and their relationship with the surrounding environment. Ritual practices and mythology. Rituals and ceremonies are integral to Moksha mythology, serving as a bridge between the human and divine. Seasonal festivals, which mark significant agricultural cycles, are especially important, embodying myths related to fertility, renewal, and the cyclical nature of life. These rituals often involve offerings, songs, and dances that are believed to ensure prosperity, protect against malevolent forces, and honor ancestral spirits. Through these practices, the Moksha not only celebrate their myths but also actively participate in a living tradition that connects them to their environment and the spiritual realm. Influence of Russian culture on Moksha mythology. The interaction between Moksha and Russian cultures has shaped Moksha mythology over the centuries. As part of the Russian Federation, the Moksha have experienced cultural exchanges that have introduced new elements into their mythology while also influencing Russian folklore. This interaction is evident in the adoption of Christian elements into Moksha myths and the incorporation of Moksha mythical creatures into broader Russian folklore. However, the Moksha have retained a distinct identity within their myths, preserving core elements of their Finno-Ugric heritage despite the overlay of Slavic influences. Preservation of Moksha mythology. In the modern era, the preservation of Moksha mythology faces challenges due to globalization, language shift, and the erosion of traditional lifestyles. Efforts to document and revitalize Moksha myths have gained importance, with scholars, local communities, and cultural organizations working to record oral traditions and promote the teaching of the Moksha language. Digital media, educational programs, and cultural festivals play crucial roles in these efforts, aiming to keep Moksha mythology alive for future generations. This ongoing work highlights the importance of Moksha myths not only as cultural heritage but also as a source of identity and pride for the Moksha people. Thematic elements in Moksha mythology. Moksha mythology is rich in themes that reflect the community's values, fears, and aspirations. Themes of life, death, rebirth, and the eternal struggle between good and evil are prevalent, illustrating universal human concerns viewed through the lens of Moksha culture. The duality of nature is another significant theme, with myths often portraying the harmony between creation and destruction, light and darkness, and the seen and unseen worlds. These themes not only entertain but also teach moral lessons, encourage reflection on human behavior, and foster a deep respect for the balance of the natural world. The role of nature in Moksha mythology. Nature occupies a central place in Moksha mythology, embodying both the physical environment and a realm of spiritual significance. Forests, rivers, animals, and celestial bodies are not merely backdrop settings but active participants in mythological narratives, often imbued with sacred qualities. This reverence for nature is a reflection of the Moksha's traditional agrarian lifestyle, where understanding and cooperating with natural cycles were vital for survival. The personification of natural elements and the depiction of nature spirits highlight the belief in an interconnected world where humans are but one part of a larger, living cosmos. Impact of modernization on Moksha mythology. The forces of modernization and urbanization have had profound effects on the transmission and practice of Moksha mythology. As younger generations move away from rural areas and traditional lifestyles, there is a risk of diminishing the oral storytelling tradition and the ritual practices that have preserved these myths for centuries. However, modernization also offers new platforms for the dissemination and revitalization of Moksha mythology. The internet, social media, and digital storytelling have emerged as powerful tools for sharing Moksha myths with a global audience, ensuring that these stories continue to inspire and educate both within and beyond the Moksha community. Comparative analysis with other Finno-Ugric mythologies. Moksha mythology shares commonalities with the mythologies of other Finno-Ugric peoples, such as the Mari, Udmurt, and Hungarians. Comparative analysis reveals shared motifs, such as the world tree, shamanistic elements, and the reverence for nature spirits. These similarities point to a common cultural and linguistic heritage among the Finno-Ugric peoples. However, each group has developed its unique adaptations and narratives, influenced by their specific geographical, historical, and social contexts. Studying these mythologies side by side offers valuable insights into the diversity and richness of Finno-Ugric spiritual traditions and the ways in which these communities have navigated the challenges of preserving their heritage in the face of external influences and modern challenges. Educational significance of Moksha mythology. Moksha mythology serves as a vital educational tool, imparting moral values, historical knowledge, and cultural identity to the younger generations. Through mythological stories, children learn about virtues such as bravery, respect, humility, and the importance of living in harmony with nature. These narratives also offer insights into the Moksha people's ancestral wisdom, survival strategies, and cosmological understanding. Educators and cultural practitioners emphasize the integration of these stories into the educational curriculum, not only to preserve the language and traditions but also to foster a sense of pride and belonging among the Moksha youth. The educational significance of Moksha mythology extends beyond mere folklore, contributing to the holistic development of individuals and the reinforcement of community values. Fusion of mythology and daily life. In Moksha culture, mythology is not relegated to the past. It is a living tradition that continues to influence daily life and practices. Rituals, festivals, and customs are imbued with mythological significance, connecting the present with the ancestral past. This fusion is evident in agricultural practices, seasonal celebrations, and household rituals, where mythological motifs and characters are invoked for blessings, protection, and guidance. The enduring relevance of these myths in daily life underscores the Moksha people's deep connection to their cultural roots and the seamless integration of the spiritual and the mundane. Role of music and art in Moksha mythology. Music and art are integral to the expression and preservation of Moksha mythology. Traditional songs, dances, and visual arts not only recount mythological tales but also capture the emotional essence and cultural depth of these stories. Music, in particular, plays a crucial role in rituals and ceremonies, facilitating communication with the divine and enhancing the communal experience of mythological celebrations. Artistic representations, whether in the form of wood carvings, textiles, or paintings, serve as visual narratives that depict mythological themes, deities, and creatures, acting as tangible links to the Moksha spiritual heritage. These artistic expressions contribute to the vitality of Moksha mythology, ensuring its transmission and reinterpretation across generations. Future prospects of Moksha mythology. The future of Moksha mythology hinges on the community's ability to navigate the challenges of modernization while maintaining a connection to traditional values and practices. Efforts toward language revitalization, educational initiatives, and the use of digital media are crucial for engaging younger generations and ensuring the continuity of these stories. The growing interest in indigenous cultures and their knowledge systems presents an opportunity for Moksha mythology to gain wider recognition and appreciation. By fostering a global dialogue and exchange, the Moksha community can secure a place for their mythology in the global cultural mosaic, ensuring that their stories, wisdom, and cultural identity are preserved and celebrated for generations to come. The significance of language in preserving Moksha mythology. Language is a vital carrier of culture and mythology, and this is especially true for Moksha mythology. The Moksha language, with its unique sounds, idioms, and expressions, is intricately linked to the stories, rituals, and traditional wisdom of the Moksha people. Language preservation is thus synonymous with the preservation of mythology, as each word and phrase carries layers of cultural meaning and historical context. Efforts to document and teach the Moksha language are crucial in keeping mythological stories alive and accessible to future generations. Through educational programs, language courses, and digital platforms, the Moksha community works to ensure that their linguistic heritage continues to thrive, enabling the transmission of myths in their most authentic form. Role of women in Moksha mythological narratives. Women hold a significant place in Moksha mythological narratives, often depicted as powerful deities, wise elders, or heroic figures. These stories reflect the matriarchal aspects of Moksha society and the reverence for the feminine principle in nature and spirituality. Women are frequently portrayed as custodians of wisdom, nature, and life-giving forces, highlighting their vital role in both the cosmic order and daily life. The portrayal of women in Moksha mythology underscores the community's recognition of gender balance and the importance of honoring both masculine and feminine qualities for societal harmony and well-being. Influence of environmental conservation on Moksha mythology. In recent years, the global movement towards environmental conservation has found a resonant echo in Moksha mythology. The deep reverence for nature inherent in Moksha myths has inspired conservation efforts within the community and beyond. These myths, with their emphasis on the sacredness of the earth, water, forests, and animals, serve as a powerful reminder of the interconnectedness of all life. They provide a spiritual and moral framework for environmental stewardship, urging both the Moksha people and others to protect the natural world. As such, Moksha mythology contributes to broader discussions about sustainability, biodiversity, and ecological balance, demonstrating the relevance of ancient wisdom in addressing contemporary challenges. Global significance of Moksha mythology. Moksha mythology, while deeply rooted in the local culture and landscape of the Moksha people, holds global significance as a testament to the diversity and richness of human imagination and spiritual thought. In a world increasingly homogenized by globalization, Moksha myths offer a window into the unique ways in which human communities understand their existence, relate to the natural world, and articulate their deepest values. These stories, with their universal themes of creation, transformation, and the quest for harmony, resonate with audiences worldwide, fostering cross-cultural understanding and appreciation. As part of the broader tapestry of world mythologies, Moksha mythology enriches our collective heritage, reminding us of the many narratives that contribute to our shared humanity. Origins of Moksha mythology. The origins of Moksha mythology are intertwined with the ancient history and pre-Christian beliefs of the Finno-Ugric peoples. Rooted in the deep past, these myths likely began as oral traditions that explain the natural phenomena, moral values, and cosmological views of the moksha ancestors. The mythology reflects a syncretism of animistic, shamanistic, and later, Christian influences, which together form a complex spiritual tapestry. These stories provided the moksha with a sense of identity and continuity, linking them to their ancestors and the natural world. Archaeological findings, linguistic studies, and comparative mythology offer insights into the genesis of these myths, suggesting a rich cultural exchange among the Finno-Ugric and neighboring Indo-European communities. Evolution of Moksha mythology over time. Moksha mythology has evolved significantly over the centuries, adapting to social, political, and environmental changes. With the advent of Christianity, many pre-Christian deities and spirits were either demonized, marginalized, or syncretized with Christian saints and angels. The Soviet era brought about a different set of challenges and transformations, as atheism became the state ideology, and traditional beliefs were further suppressed. Despite these pressures, Moksha mythology has shown remarkable resilience, incorporating new elements while retaining core themes and narratives. This evolution underscores the dynamic nature of mythology, reflecting the community's ability to preserve their heritage amidst changing times. Interplay with other cultural mythologies. Moksha mythology does not exist in isolation but is part of a rich mosaic of Finno-Ugric and broader Eurasian mythologies. Its narratives share similarities with the mythologies of the Mari, Udmurt, and Komi peoples, highlighting common Finno-Ugric roots. There is also an intriguing interplay with Slavic mythology, seen in shared motifs and deities, which points to a long history of cultural exchange. This interplay enriches Moksha mythology, allowing for a deeper understanding of ancient connections and the shared human endeavor to make sense of the world through myth. Role of modern storytellers in Moksha mythology. In contemporary times, the role of modern storytellers, writers, poets, artists, and digital content creators, is crucial in keeping Moksha mythology alive. They reinterpret ancient myths for today's audiences, infusing traditional narratives with modern sensibilities and concerns. Through literature, theater, film, and online platforms, these storytellers ensure that moksha myths remain relevant, engaging, and accessible to both the moksha people and a global audience. Their creative efforts not only preserve these stories but also introduce them to new generations, fostering a renewed interest in moksha culture and spirituality. The enduring legacy and future directions of Moksha mythology. Moksha mythology, with its deep roots and evolving narratives, continues to be a vital source of cultural identity, spiritual reflection, and artistic inspiration. As we look to the future, the challenge and opportunity lie in balancing preservation with innovation. Efforts to document and study these myths are crucial for their survival, as is the creative reimagining of these stories for contemporary times. The global community's growing interest in indigenous cultures and sustainable living highlights the relevance of Moksha mythology's themes of harmony with nature and the spiritual dimensions of existence. By continuing to share, celebrate, and reinterpret these ancient myths, the Moksha people and their allies ensure that this rich mythological tradition will not only endure but thrive, contributing to the cultural diversity and wisdom of the global community. Geographic and demographic overview. The majority of Moksha people live in rural areas of Mordovia, where they maintain a close relationship with the land, often engaging in agriculture and forestry as part of their traditional economy. The capital of Mordovia, Saransk, also hosts a significant Moksha population, where they are involved in various sectors of urban life while still preserving their cultural heritage. Cultural significance of the landscape. The natural landscape plays a significant role in Moksha mythology and cultural identity. Rivers, forests, and fields are not just physical features but are imbued with spiritual significance, housing various spirits and deities within Moksha beliefs. This deep connection to the land is reflected in their rituals, festivals, and mythology, which often celebrate and venerate the forces of nature. Modern challenges and preservation efforts. As modernization advances, the Moksha people, like many indigenous groups, face challenges in preserving their traditional way of life, language, and culture. Urbanization and the shift towards a more industrialized economy have led to changes in how the moksha interact with their environment. Despite these challenges, there are ongoing efforts to preserve the moksha language, traditions, and cultural practices, including their rich mythology. Cultural festivals, educational programs, and the use of digital media are among the tools being used to keep the moksha heritage alive for future generations. Conclusion: the moksha people's homeland in Mordovia is integral to their identity, shaping their culture, traditions, and mythology. The landscape itself is a living part of moksha mythology, reflecting a harmony between people and nature that has endured for centuries. Despite the pressures of the modern world, the moksha community continues to find ways to celebrate and preserve their unique cultural heritage, ensuring that their connection to the land remains strong and vibrant. In conclusion, moksha mythology offers a window into the soul of the moksha people, reflecting their historical journey, spiritual beliefs, and the universal quest for meaning. From its ancient origins to its modern expressions, this living tradition continues to evolve, inspire, and educate. As we explore and appreciate these stories, we are reminded of the power of mythology to connect us to our past, to each other, and to the natural world, forging a path toward a more understanding and interconnected future. The Moksha people are one of the Finno-Ugric ethnic groups primarily residing in the Republic of Mordovia, which is part of the Russian Federation. Mordovia is located in the eastern part of the East European Plain, specifically in the Volga Federal District. The region is characterized by its rolling hills, rivers, and forests, offering a rich natural environment that has historically shaped the lifestyle and cultural practices of its inhabitants, including the moksha. For more videos like these, please like, share and subscribe, and please press the bell icon.